Number 1. Safeway gasoline. Ever notice your car starts acting up a few days after a fill-up? Uneven idle, weak acceleration, maybe even a random check engine light. That's what happens when you're running on bargain bin fuel. Safeway's gas may seem like a good deal at first glance, but in the long run, it's draining your wallet through your engine. Independent lab tests have found Safeway's detergent levels fall well below what major automakers recommend. Without enough detergents, carbon quickly builds up on your injectors and intake valves, choking performance. Once that buildup starts, your engine doesn't burn clean. It struggles to stay efficient. I've torn down engines that stuck with this brand for years. Sticky valve stems, soot-covered spark plugs, and sluggish throttle response like the motor's gasping for air. Most owners thought they were saving a few cents per gallon, but they were really paying for it later at the repair shop. Even worse, Safeway fuel isn't top-tier certified, which means it doesn't meet the higher detergent standards required by most modern engines. When a gas brand cuts corners on cleaning additives, it's your car that suffers. And if you think that's bad, just wait. The next brand makes Safeway look like a premium blend. Number 2. 7-Eleven gas. You'd expect a brand as massive as 7-Eleven to care about fuel quality, right? Unfortunately, not quite. What most drivers don't know is that 7-Eleven doesn't refine or produce its own gasoline. They source from whichever local supplier offers the lowest price that week. One station might serve decent fuel, while another down the street could be selling something far worse. That inconsistency is pure trouble for your engine. I've heard countless customers say their car ran fine until they filled up at 7-Eleven. Then came the rough idle, poor throttle response and disappointing gas mileage. A few even reported engine knocking during acceleration, a dead giveaway for low quality or contaminated fuel. Over the years, several 7-Eleven locations have been cited for selling gas with excess ethanol or debris from aging underground tanks. In some states, inspectors even shut down pumps after discovering out-of-spec fuel. When your product can ruin injectors and pumps, that's not an accident. That's negligence. Sure, it's a few cents cheaper at the pump, but that small savings can turn into major repair costs before long. Cheap gas always comes with a hidden price. And if you think inconsistency is bad, the next brand built its entire business on bulk fuel that barely clears the minimum standards. Number 3. Sam's Club. The thing about warehouse-style gas stations is simple. They're built for high volume, not high quality. Sam's Club proves that perfectly. Their fuel supply comes from various local vendors, meaning there's no set formula, no consistent detergent package, and no guarantee of stable quality control. One fill-up might run fine, and the next could have enough impurities to make your injectors struggle. I've seen plenty of vehicles come into the shop right after a Sam's Club fill. Clogged filters, rough idling, even hard starts during cold mornings. When we drained the tanks, the gas often smelled stale and appeared cloudy, a clear sign of water or sediment contamination. And here's what really matters. Sam's Club fuel isn't top-tier certified. That's a serious concern. Top-tier fuels contain stronger detergents that prevent carbon buildup and keep your engine clean over time. Sam's fuel barely meets the minimum legal requirements, and nothing beyond that. Sure, it's cheaper per gallon, but that savings comes at a cost. When you're pushing millions of gallons a week, quality control takes a backseat to volume. So that discount at the pump might just turn into a repair bill down the road, and believe it or not, the next brand manages to cut even more corners than that. Number 4. Circle K. This one's tricky because it's everywhere. That bright red logo makes it look like a big, dependable brand, but Circle K doesn't refine its own gas. Instead, they buy from the lowest cost distributors in each region. That means whatever ends up in your tank depends entirely on who offered the cheapest deal that week. I've worked on engines that ran almost exclusively on Circle K fuel, and the results were predictable. Sticky injectors, carbon-caked valves, and random misfires that come and go. Using a borescope, you can literally see thick black deposits coating the pistons, a sure sign of weak detergent content. In 2020, multiple Circle K locations across the southern US were fined for selling water-contaminated gas that damaged dozens of vehicles. Some drivers couldn't even make it out of the parking lot before their engines stalled. The company blamed delivery problems, a weak excuse for a nationwide chain. And if you've ever had your engine run rough or stall right after filling up, hit that like button and share your story in the comments. It helps other drivers steer clear of the same issues. Stick around and subscribe, because the next brand we're covering is linked to one of America's biggest retail giants, and its fuel problems go even deeper. Number 5. Murphy USA. You'll spot these stations parked conveniently beside Walmart lots all over the US. Handy. Definitely, but when it comes to fuel quality, not exactly dependable. Murphy USA built its reputation on one main selling point: cheaper gas than everyone else. And when price becomes the only priority, something important usually gets sacrificed. In this case, detergent additives. I've seen plenty of engines suffer after running Murphy gas. Rough idling, hesitation on acceleration, and even premature injector wear. Most drivers assume it's just aging parts. Nope, it's subpar fuel doing the damage. Fuel tests from multiple states show Murphy's detergent content regularly misses top-tier requirements, and their ethanol ratios tend to swing more than they should. That inconsistency throws off fuel trims and creates dirty combustion. Back in 2018, several Murphy stations in Texas and Louisiana were investigated for contaminated fuel after numerous vehicles stalled post-fill-up. The company pointed fingers at suppliers, but that excuse has worn thin over the years. You might save $1 or $2 at the pump, but your engine's the one footing the long-term bill. And stick around, the next brand claims high-performance fuel, but in reality, it's one of the dirtiest out there.